Hey everyone, Tanner Bell here. Welcome back to the Maker's Gonna Learn YouTube channel. In today's video, we have a sublimation video for you. So if you're excited and love sublimation, go ahead, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more sublimation videos, and go ahead and leave us a comment and let us know your favorite thing about sublimation. In today's video, we're taking a look at the brand new Epson SureColor ET F170. So we are so excited about this machine because this is something people have been asking me about, saying, Tanner, what do you think about the sublimation specific printer that Epson has came out with? And in today's video, we're going to take a first look and a review of this printer right here. Now, I am so excited for this because I think Epson definitely needed this in the marketplace for people to have a sublimation ready printer instead of having to reconvert it and feel like it is so discombobulated outside of the sublimation ecosystem. So if you love Epson and you love sublimation, this is definitely something you're going to take a look at. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, my friends, this is the first look at the SureColor ET F170. Now, a few questions right out of the bat. This retails at $399 for this printer. Now, what I do like about it is that it will come with your sublimation ink. So if you are not already a big fan of a certain sublimation ink, these four do come with this. Now, if you're familiar with the other Epson machines we've used in the past, what I love about this is it's very similar. Everything that you see here is already very similar to what we have done before, meaning you can take a look here and see everything is pretty similar. This is where you put your ink. This is your tray. Your paper goes down at the bottom. Everything here looks very similar as to the previous Epsons that people were really busy in converting often. So that's something I really love about this machine, especially if you've already watched a lot of videos on converting it. You're going to really enjoy this printer. Now, some of the things that I am super excited about from getting to take a look at the printer so far, I think you're going to be pretty blown away. So I cannot wait to share those with you. But just to take another look at this, you can see the tray for the paper is very deep. You have a lot of space to put your paper. That's really nice. Again, taking a look at the ink area, they've made it really simple to open each four of these different ink cartridges and be able to add ink to it really quickly. If you've never worked with one of these bottles, it's really simple. You just go ahead and unscrew this off here, and it simply clicks into place just like so. And then you see all the ink transfers down here, which is really simple. This one's an empty one, so there's not much to see here. But as you can tell, this is how easy it is to be able to fill up the ink cartridges. So if you're debating between, ink cartridges that are similar to these versus ones you have to use a needle with, I love these type of bottles, and luckily some of our favorite sublimation ink brands also carry ink in these types, which are really handy, especially to kind of do some mess-free crafting. Now, first things first, with this printer, it's amazing for the ease of setup. You are not going to struggle one bit with getting this thing sublimation ready, all right? Very simple to set up compared to any other printer that you've had to convert. You're going to find that it's really simple. One thing that is a small thing, but it makes a huge impact when it comes to using this printer, is that it's automatically going to assume you want to mirror your images. How big of a deal is that? I love that. That gives me such an added peace of mind that one step I'm not having to worry about every single time when I'm using my printer. Now, if you're in the Maker's Gonna Sublimate class and you have another printer, I do teach you how to automatically tell it to automatically, mirror. So there is workarounds for other printers, but this one already has it, which is definitely an added benefit. Another thing we find very, very handy with this machine is that you have the ability to select sublimation for textiles or sublimation for rigid prints. So you get a little flexibility on that print quality based on where you're actually going to apply the ink to. This is really helpful for our sublimation friends, dependent on what you're actually going to sublimate onto ahead of time, so it knows exactly how much ink and what type of quality it needs to print. We recently powered this machine on after quite a few tests earlier in the week, and we found that it automatically selected to clean its print heads. So with sublimation, you're constantly cleaning your print heads and making sure it's all clean. And one thing we really appreciate about this machine is that it actually it was able to tell when we turned it on, hey, I need to go ahead and clean the print head. Automatically did that, took about 10 to 13 minutes. And then we were good to go with a nice clean print head. Now we did a few tests, and I have these two right here just to share with you. If you're going with the default settings for the Epson, this is the look you're going to get. As you can see, it's a very rich, like deep color. I'm a big fan of this, but if you use the color match settings and set for textile, you're going to get a truer color like you would see on the image. So this is truer to what it actually looks like in the image. But this just also looks a lot better. It looks richer, it looks deeper. I'm a really big fan of their auto color settings that Epson has came out with. Better than a lot of other ones that I've worked with in the past, I do have to say. But I will say, you have the ability of adding any of your sublimation profile codes that you would like. So if your specific ink that you like to use has different codes and things like that, feel free to trade those out and use those as well. I just wanted to show you right out of the gate to quickly use your sublimation printer what type of profiles we're looking at. Now, first things first, when it comes to things we're not that big of a fan about, is number one, this is not wide format. I wish this was large format, because boy oh boy would we be able to recommend this tenfold. Unfortunately, that's not the case today. It is not wide format, so you will not be able to do the really big sweatshirts, the really big designs, the garden flags, the things like that I know a lot of you are passionate about. So you want to be mindful of that one right there. Now, next up, I want you all to be reminded, when we say it's easy to set up, it truly is easy to set up compared to other sublimation printers. But you're not going to be able to connect this to internet and then connect it to your phone instantly and start sending images over. You will have to download the drive, which is very normal for sublimation printers, but you just want to be aware that that is not possible to do a quick and easy installation. You do have to download the drive. You have to give that technology or download the software onto your piece of technology you plan to print with. Another thing that I really wish this had would be a rear tray. There isn't a rear tray for the prints to go straight through. Not to say we've had any problems with the bottom tray, but you would just imagine there to be a rear tray just for really simple prints, especially using sublimation paper and things like that. They can get thick, so you want to be just mindful of that technology as well. That's all the things that we can think about that we are just frustrated with or not so impressed by, but we do want to just recap. We really like the Epson color guides and the profiles. They seem to have worked really hard on working on their ink, so definitely get a good review there, especially with those color profiles. We love the default Epson settings as well as some of the color sync settings to get some just truer to tone colors that I think you'll be really impressed with. So overall, if you're looking for a sublimation printer and you want the easiest, most straightforward advice, I think this printer is definitely one you should consider compared to what the other ones on the marketplace are right now. I think this would be a great addition to your sublimation. If you're just getting started and this fits within your budget, definitely go for it. I think you're going to really enjoy this printer, and I can't wait to see what you start sublimating, because you're going to be able to start sublimating your first night with it because it is truly that easy. If you have any questions about the Epson printers and the sublimation printer specifically, drop me a comment down below. We would love to hear from you. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel for more DIY videos and sublimation tutorials. If you're interested in taking our sublimation class, check it out at the first link down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.